1031 Exchange Quick Reference Guide by William Exeter. The 1031 exchange used to be a relatively simple tax deferral strategy for taxpayers who wanted to defer the payment of their income tax liabilities from the sale of investment property. Unfortunately, the 1031 exchange continues to become more complicated and difficult with each and every ruling published by the Internal Revenue Service. It can be a major challenge for taxpayers to ensure compliance with all of the income tax codes, regulations, and rulings. We created this 1031 Exchange Quick Reference Guide to help you navigate through your 1031 exchange transaction. 1031 Exchange Structures. First, you need to decide what type of 1031 exchange structure is most appropriate for your situation. Here's a quick summary of the 1031 exchange structures that are at your disposal. Simultaneous or concurrent 1031 exchange. The relinquished property and the like-kind replacement property close at the same time. Forward or delayed 1031 exchange. The relinquished property closes first and the like-kind replacement property is acquired later within the prescribed deadlines. Reverse 1031 exchange. The like-kind replacement property is acquired and parked by the 1031 exchange qualified intermediary first, and then the relinquished property is subsequently sold within the prescribed 1031 exchange deadlines. Build-to-suit, improvement or construction 1031 exchange. Your 1031 exchange proceeds from the sale of the relinquished property are used to acquire like-kind replacement property and improve the replacement property. Personal property exchange. Personal property can also be exchanged for other personal property of like kind or like class. 1031 exchange qualifications. Second, we need to make sure that your 1031 exchange is properly structured and complies with the applicable tax codes, regulations, and rulings. The following sections cover the key issues that you must be aware of. Qualified intermediary. Select your qualified intermediary, Q1, and assign your Q1 into your relinquished property sale transaction before the transaction closes in order to preserve the tax-deferred benefits of the 1031 exchange. Qualified use property. Your relinquished property sale and your like-kind replacement property purchase must be held for rental or investment or used in your trade or business in order to qualify for 1031 exchange treatment. You must have the intent to hold the properties for investment. Properties held for sale will not qualify for 1031 exchange treatment. Like-kind property. The like-kind replacement property acquired in your 1031 exchange must be like-kind to the relinquished property sold. Any kind of real property is like-kind to any other kind of real property as long as they are both held for rental or investment or used in your business. Like-kind does not mean condo for condo or apartment for apartment. 1031 exchange reinvestment requirement. Trade equal or up in value. You must exchange equal or up in value based on the net sales price and total purchase price so that the total purchase price of your like-kind replacement properties is equal to or greater than the net sales price of your relinquished properties. Reinvest 100% of net proceeds. 100% of your net proceeds or cash proceeds generated by the sale of the relinquished property must be reinvested into like-kind replacement property. Cash can be pulled out, but it will always be taxable. Obtain equal or great debt. The difference between the total purchase price and the net proceeds invested in the like-kind replacement properties will always be the correct amount of new debt to place on the acquired properties, unless you wish to put more cash into the transaction and obtain less debt. 1031 exchange deadlines. 45 calendar days to identify potential like-kind replacement property. 180 calendar days to complete the 1031 exchange. 1031 exchange identification rules. 3 property rule. You may identify up to 3 potential like-kind replacement properties without regard to their fair market value. The limit is on the number of properties. 200% of FMV rule. You may identify any number of potential like-kind replacement properties, but the total fair market value identified cannot exceed 200% of the fair market value of the relinquished sale properties. The limit is on the fair market value of the properties. 95% exception. You may identify as many like-kind replacement properties as you want, but you must actually acquire and close on 95% of the fair market value identified. How to obtain more information. Looking for more detailed information? You can click on the Ask a 1031 Exchange Question button on this site to get more information.